It was over a week, and I noticed there was no physical therapy session. When I found where the physical therapy should take place, which was a designated area for light exercising equipment, many walkers, many canes, and a 4 to 5 step staircase, get to find out that Cutie refused therapy. Now, this was a woman with aphasia. She did not speak a word, but she could say no. Usually 8:30 a.m., two therapists strolled her from her room to the designated area. There they would work on her walking. When she was confused or irritated, which was less than 10 minutes, she would refuse. If the therapist pursued the therapy, she became combative, so after a while, the therapist stopped therapy altogether. So now, Cutie only received occupational therapy. There were recreational therapy, but that type of therapy was only for residents. I found out the hard way. This facility had a weekly event calendar. For example, Tuesdays, 11 a.m., pottery, 3rd floor, room 310. When Cutie and I arrived on the 3rd floor by the elevator, the air smacked up in the face. The air was stiffened. The residents were elderly, unkept, physically sickly, and mentally sickly. Matter of fact, there was an elderly male wearing an open back gown walking around with a leaky intravenous line. I saw only 2 nurses on that floor. One nurse I asked about the pottery. She did not answer. I showed her the man with the leaky line. She worn out and frustrated. I finally arrived to the pottery room, but we were turned away abruptly, and we were firmly told that pottery was for 3rd floor resident only. Damn! I learned the 1st floor was reserved for patients. 2nd and 3rd floors were reserved for residents. A social worker named Megan called a weekly meeting with Cutie and me. In the meeting, Megan asked about Cutie's social security number. I said that I was still looking. Megan wanted to switch Cutie's medical insurance to Medicare, which would leave Cutie uninsured for a month. She was 63 years old at the time. In my mind, she would be gone by then, and I did not trust Megan. Also, Megan said that she had a friend who would handle Cutie's case, but he would need Cutie's social security number. I said, okay, I would keep searching for it, which was a lie. Then Megan said she would place a claim to have her stay for another 90 days. I said that was not necessary. Cutie had a home. Megan tried to convince me to leave Cutie in this facility. I said to her, I retired and I was her caregiver. I asked Megan to put in a claim for a wheelchair, high-rise toilet seat, a transfer shower seat, more therapy. When I asked for more therapy, she called all the therapists to the office. All 3 therapists talked about Cutie's assessment and her resistance to therapy. I mentioned that she had been having muscle spasm. We all agreed that Cutie would get a muscle relaxer and reiterate physical therapy with my presence. After the meeting, I asked Cutie, did I do the right thing in hiding her social security number and delay in changing her health insurance? She shook her head in agreement. If you were in my situation, comment what you would have done. Come back to life after the stroke to see what happened to those claims.